Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Anil, and in this Laravel video tutorial we will learn about the query builder in Laravel. So see, you can use the two way to connect the Laravel with the database. One, you can use the models, which we also call the eloquent, and second one, you can use the query builder, right? In the query builder we don't need to create any model and all. We will just import the database class and use some functions to perform the operations like get the data with the table name, where condition, find, count, insert, delete, update, everything. And at the last I will ask you an interview question. You can attempt this question in the comment section also. Now let's start with this video, right? This is my database. Here you can see that my database name is blog and my table name is the members. And when you just start with the working with the database, you must need to check your configuration. Is your configuration is done or not? So if you did not done the configuration about the Laravel database, DB username and DB password, then you need to put them. In my case, as I already told you, my database name is blog. As I put here blog, root is my username and this is my password. You can put your configuration according to your PC and MySQL, right? Now I need to create a controller, so just write here PHP attention make controller and controller name. Let's say my controller name is members, basically, because our controller name should be plural. It will be good because basically this is in class, right? So this is here. I'm just going to define a function, and my function name is like db operations or something. You can use the capital O also if you want, and just simply return something for a moment, and then we will just write some code after putting the route and all. Code will be here, right? That's enough for a moment. Now let's just jump on the routes, web.php, import that one. Just right here use app http and then controllers, and then just simply use the members, which is our controller name actually, right? So just define a route for it, get route, and we can put any route name like list for a moment, and just put here controller name class, and in the second parameter we will just put our function name as a string, right? Put the semicolon, and now let's try to access the list URL. Code will be here. This is fine. So now let's jump here and start with the code. First of all, we need to import the database class. So just simply put here use illuminate support, then facades and db class name, right? Now start with your first code. First of all, I just want to fetch the old data from this table, right? So this is the easiest operation. You can say that db table is a function of the db class, and put here table name, which is members, right? And now let's try to access it, right? So yeah, we have to use the get function here, and now you can see that we got the old data here, right? So if you just want to plot it on the view, then we can also do it, but very quickly. So just go for the sources view, and let's create a view like blade list dot blade.php, and just access it. Let's take it in the variable with the name of data. Now let's return the view and in this view we will pass the view name, and in the second parameter we will use an array with the data key, and value will be the $data variable, right? That's great. Now let's go to this one and just create a table. With the table, let's define a border is 1. You can also use a list and all, but I'm not going to deep in the designing part of that video, because this is about that query builder, not about the design, right? So just take here tr td, and now here we can just simply use here the for each, and with the for each we pass the $data in this data key. So we will use the data as item we can use, and here you can just simply put here double curly braces $item id, right? And with the similar way, let's create 3 more, like name and email and all, right? And now you can see that we are get all the data in the table, right? So so just remove it from the moment, because this is not a part of our current concept, right, or current topic. So this is all about this we fetch, right? Now let's how we can use the where condition. For that where condition, you need to just use a where function, and here you can put the id. Let's say you just want to access the data which have the id number 4, right? So you can get it like this. So even you can put here any condition like address, and the address you want to fetch that who have the address is like USA, right? And we got the two result 6 and 10. Here you can see that 6 is address is USA and 10th also. Now let's see that how we can just use the find function, which is very useful. So just use here find, and you can put any id, like you just want to get the data from the 6 id, but when you just directly trying to use it, it will give to the error to you, right? See what error it is telling that, because it is just telling that object given and type of string and null, you cannot use that, right? So just to directly convert it in the array like this, and now let's try. Now this is working fine, right? And after that you can also just use the count function, which just tell you the counts of the total record. So here you can see that 11, you can just count all the records are with the 11, right? The two IDs missing from here, right? 11 and 1. Now how we can use the insert, update and delete. I'm not going to make a HTML form for that, because if I'm going to define HTML form and then I will update and delete and insert, then it will take too much time. So that I'm just going to directly put here string. If you want to just see them with an HTML form, the link is given in the playlist. You can check it from the description box. Now just remove it from here, and let's use the insert function, right? When we're using the insert function, it will take an array, and the field name, let's say name can be anil, then email can be like anil@test.com. then we can simply use like address, right? And now let's put here, let's say USA or something, right? And now let's try what we got here. Okay, we got one result, one. That means the data has been inserted. Now you can check here. Guys, sorry about these warnings, these are not related to the Laravels, right? So we got the ID of the 22 and name and all, everything is saved here, right? So how we can update it? So update is also very similar, but you need to just make your where condition like where, and you want to update the ID with the 22, like 22 and sorry, ID 22, right? And that's all. And here where you have to use the update function, update, and you want to, let's say, update the address from USA to India, and now let's execute it again. The result is 1. That means the database has been updated. So here you can see that this is also updated. Now last one is how we can just delete it, so that you can just need the delete function to execute with the where condition, and just see if we got a 1. That means this operation is again executed, and now we again have a 13 result, and result has been deleted. So this is the way that how we can use the query builder. Yes, in the next video we will learn about the aggregators, so like how we can use the max, min and average, these kind of things with the query builder, right? Yes, one more thing. Now this is the time to enter question, how we can just check that if some ID, let's say I just want to check that if 11th ID, I want to update the 11th ID, and if this not exists in my database, then it should be inserted. So how you can perform update or insert operation in the with the query builder. So you can comment it out, the answer of this video, this question, if you want. If you don't want, that's okay, but please read about it if you don't know about the answer, right? So bye bye for a moment, and God bless you all.